The Thought Train, the Station of Wandering Minds. This is a story about three Monkeyteers who arrive at a bustling train station where every thought seems to be departing for somewhere else. Their fourth miracle-minded adventure begins when they discover how easily the mind can become occupied with everything except what is actually here. The three Monkeyteers entered Grand Central Jungle Station just before noon. Trains whistled. Conductors shouted. Bells rang. Spider Monkey spun in a circle. Where are we going? Squirrel Monkey unfolded 3 maps. I'm checking. Howler Monkey pointed dramatically toward track 7. That way. Why? Asked Spider. Howler paused. It looked important. They hurried toward track 7. Halfway there, Spider stopped. Wait, I just remembered something embarrassing I said yesterday. Squirrel kept walking. I'm thinking about tomorrow. Howler frowned. I'm still thinking about breakfast. Spider stared at him. You ate 3 breakfasts. I know, I missed them. A whistle blew. Boarding, shouted a conductor. The monkeys jumped onto the nearest train. It began rolling. Squirrel looked out the window. Where is this going? Spider checked the sign. Past Regrets Express. Howler! You said board. I said that confidently, Howler replied. They leaped off at the next platform. Another train arrived. Spider read the sign. Tomorrow, worry limited. Squirrel brightened. I already have several thoughts traveling there. That is exactly why we should not board, said Spider. They moved on. Another train approached. What if Express? Spider's eyes widened. That one looks exciting. No, said Squirrel. How do you know? Because I have ridden it 17 times. How was it? I never arrived anywhere. Howler scratched his head. The station seemed to grow louder. Thoughts about yesterday, thoughts about tomorrow, thoughts about food, thoughts about arguments, thoughts about what someone might think, thoughts about things that had never happened. Spider started pacing. My head feels like this station. Squirrel nodded. Mine has more platforms. Howler puffed out his chest. My mind is perfectly organized. A train whistle screamed. Howler jumped. What was that? Spider smiled. Perfectly organized? Mostly. Squirrel reached beneath his cape and pulled out the little leather pouch. I think it's paper time. He drew a folded slip. Spider opened it. The paper read, A mind occupied with past and future thoughts can miss what is here now. Howler looked around. But we're standing in a train station. Spider nodded. And mentally, we're everywhere except the train station. They became quiet. For the first time, they noticed the sunlight pouring through the glass roof. They heard a child laughing. They smelled warm cinnamon bread from a nearby cart. A pigeon strutted across the platform wearing a tiny red ribbon around its neck. Squirrel smiled. I didn't notice any of this. Spider sat on a bench. I was arguing with yesterday. Howler joined him. I was eating breakfast again. In your mind, said Squirrel. Still delicious. Another train arrived. Its sign read, Right now local. The doors opened. No one rushed. No one shouted. A conductor smiled. Where does this train go? Asked Spider. The conductor pointed outside. Wherever you are while you're riding it. Howler whispered. That sounds suspiciously simple. The 3 Monkeyteers climbed aboard. Spider watched trees pass the window. Squirrel folded his maps. Howler stopped planning what he would say when they arrived. For several minutes, none of them spoke. Then Spider said, I just had a thought about tomorrow. Squirrel smiled. Did you have to get on it? Spider shook his head. It was just another train. Howler closed his eyes. A very noisy station does not mean every train deserves a passenger. Squirrel tucked the little paper back into the pouch. That sounds almost miracle-minded. Howler opened one eye. Almost? Spider laughed. The train rolled through green hills until it reached a tiny platform beside a river. The conductor opened the door. This is your stop. What's it called? Asked Squirrel. The conductor pointed to the sign. Here. Spider grinned. I've been trying to get here all day. The 3 Monkeyteers stepped onto the platform. A breeze moved through the trees. The river sparkled. Nothing needed to be remembered. Nothing needed to be predicted. Howler looked at his friends. Present company? Spider nodded. Present. Squirrel nodded. Present. Howler smiled. Finally. The 3 Monkeyteers tossed their feathered hats into the air and cheered together. One for all and all for one. And then they shouted, Love all, for all is love.